AdrenalineUndergroundRadio.com.
Champion Juniors podcast out on all your favorite media streaming platforms, featuring raw and uncensored Fridays.
Hi, this is Mickey.
And this is Mary.
We're from Aldo Rocks, and you're listening to my good friends at Adrenaline Underground.
What is going on, everybody? So this is an impromptu live by yours truly, Chappie. It's the first of the new year, so we're going to do a few things here. We're going to get into the story of why this podcast started, why Adrenaline Underground Radio started, why Hip Hop Underground Radio started, why C&W Entertainment started. And we're going to get into it. And, well, as you guys heard there, that was Aldo Rocks giving us a little station identification. They're one of the bands that so humbly sent us some of their music that we play on Adrenaline Radio that you can find at AdrenalineUndergroundRadio.com. I don't know, this is weird. I'm kind of have nothing to talk about, really. So the new year has come upon us, and we are going into season 3 of this podcast. It's crazy to think about that. Season 3. It's something that started out as just a hobby and a bonding experiment, I guess, for lack of better words, for Junior and I. Junior and I, obviously Junior is my son. We didn't have a typical father-son, relationship growing up. His stepfather made it really difficult for him to interact with myself, and it was without going into full details, it was really difficult for Junior and I to have a normal father-son relationship. So I started this. I started first as a hobby, and then 4th of July weekend, I was heading up home to see the folks, and I talked to Junior, and we decided that he would go ahead and come back with me down to North Carolina when I came back after vacation, so we can start fresh. Well, the podcast was already in the works to get started, so we were like, you know what, let's do it, let's bond. And it took off from there. And the rest is history as far as the podcast concerns, because we haven't done anything live per se in probably 3 months. We did a little impromptu one Thanksgiving time, mostly because we've been doing a lot of pre-recording of the podcast with independent musicians. Which brings me into another, what happened there was, one day we were sitting there watching something on YouTube, and I don't know, something came across the television talking about an old program that I used to broadcast music, MP3s, many 20 years ago. And him and I got to thinking, if the program's still there, let's see what we could do with it. And hence, Adrenaline Underground Radio was formed. And because the program was still there, and it just took off. And then we got on Twitter, because this whole story about that is, I started Adrenaline Underground 20 years ago. Basic same idea, except for it was on MySpace as the platform. It was like kind of Yahoo-ish era. I'm showing my age here. I'm going to be 44 in a week. But, Yahoo era. and then MySpace era. Well, when that died out, I had no other platform. Facebook was just getting started, but they didn't have that type of thing on there. So it just died out. Adrenaline, the radio station of me playing underground artists, it died. So, but this kind of rejuvenated it, and we used Twitter as our platform to reach out to people. And in the last 3 months, 2.5 months, we have statistically been the fastest growing on the internet. We got like 1,900 or 2,000 followers on there now, and it's growing. It's continually to go. So that's why we decided, you know what, we're going to reach out to the musicians and see if they want to come on here, and we'll help give back and promote and give them a voice over our podcast. And that turned into another radio station because we were getting so many of different genres. We had to split them up. So that turned into another. It's just a snowball effect, basically. But what we've decided to do with all that is we started a team. I got employees, and they kind of helped me with day-to-day stuff, with setting up podcast interviews, checking emails, such and such and such, getting the music on the radio, so it kind of turned into a business, quote unquote, and which leads me into C&W Entertainment, which is kind of the mother and father company of everything. Everything's now underneath that. Excuse me. It's been a while since I talked live on anything. So we decided to do that. I talked to Junior about it. He's all for it. He's the advertising manager. And what that does is, if you're a business and you want to advertise with us over the radio, the podcast, as like a sponsor type deal, we'll throw you on all of our websites. We'll, for different deals, for such and such amount, blah, 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 blah. We'll sponsor you, get you on the website, get you on the radio, yada, yada, yada. And that in turn help pays for all of this, obviously. We are doing a free charge, we're doing a free thing for bands of playing their music and getting them out there, promoting them. That's all free. So we're going to, talk to other people about seeing if they want to advertise and kind of join the wave of, everybody growing together. If one grows, we all grow type of idea. And so, we've had some amazing interviews with these independent music artists, and it's actually led us into another avenue of something we're going to be doing, which we're going to try to have by October of next year. By Halloween of next year, we're going to try to have a live venue with some indie artists, and then that's going to turn to other things. But that's neither here nor there. That's years down the road. But I just, kind of on the topic. So, we decided that the advertisement, that was kind of the place to go. And what over the past 2.5 months I have forgotten was the original reason we started this podcast, and that was to bond with Junior and continue bonding, help him out of a little shyness shell he's got, and he has. He was doing a project called Project Junior, where he would come on here and talk about whatever he wanted to. He had a few listeners here and there. He actually did quite well. We have a Wednesday dating app debacle that we still do. Actually, that's kind of been the showcase of everything. It's kind of carried us with the host of that, Kirsten. who started out as a guest on the show. She kind of now works for me, and she handles kind of day-to-day operations. And she's now the host on that show. And then I'm gonna get back on here probably on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays. I haven't chosen what day yet, and I'm gonna do a live show myself, which will probably include everybody. And so yeah, I'll probably play some music and this and that, and just kind of give other shout outs to other radio stations that we've kind of shouted each other out. It's a scratch your back, scratch my back type of kind of thing. And so it's just we have a great time doing this. So we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to the reason we started it, and because I know that I know I miss it. I don't know if Junior misses it. We have talking a little bit about it, and he seems to miss it a little bit, so I would imagine he does as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to bring up a song. I'm going to play a song or two right now, and let me see what we got here, guys. I know it's kind of weird playing songs during a podcast, but it's kind of like who we are now. We play music. We play, and these are all independent artists that you can go in here and just have fun with it. Some of the stuff Junior's listened to and I haven't even heard yet. Some of it is stuff that I've heard that he hasn't heard. But you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a song by one of our very first indie artist that we interviewed, and kind of was the takeoff and of all that. And that was, like I said, like 3 months ago, and the first 2 months of it, or actually like the first month and a half of it, was 3 to 4 interviews a day, and then it was non-stop. But what I can say is setting that up, and then myself going in there and editing everything out, getting it ready to be put on here to be listened to, and it set us up to where Junior and I got to take a vacation basically over the holidays. We didn't have to worry about interviewing people or editing videos or doing this, which brings me to another thing, which I'll go into after this song. So it's called Alive and Paralyzed by, oh crap, who's it by? I'm an idiot. I just had it up too. I'm an idiot. Third Street Chaos. Duh. My mind is, it's like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. So it's Third Street Chaos. It's called Alive and Paralyzed. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we'll be back in 5 minutes or so.